anything you want to update us about this guy you got going on with you?
Well, this will be a H-Town veteran exclusive type thing. So I'm yes, Luna. Actually, it's a Luna Town vet exclusive. So you're woofing here.
Yes, I heard.
So I am planning on. I think I have somebody taking, like a company taking me up on training them. You know how I had said in my mission statement that I was going to be potentially doing trainings once I have retired. I think I have a company that is planning on doing that. We'll kind of see what that goes down to, but it's not like it's like training medical doctors on what the VA requires, not how to gin or game the system, but just what, like, if veterans are going to pay for something, they should pay for something that meets the legal requirements, right? That the authenticity, credibility, and sufficiency reviews. The part that really upsets me a lot of the time is that when a person fills out a private DBQ, and I mean like legitimately fills out a private DBQ, they will sometimes get disqualified, not because of any medical evidence or anything like that. It's honestly just some kind of technicality thing. So that's what I would be training them on, is how to get beyond the technicalities, like how to make sure you're not falling for technicalities and basically wasting the veteran's dollar. Because I don't know if you tried to buy anything lately, but stuff's expensive, and having to pay money to a doctor is, up front a pain in the butt, let alone paying for something that won't get past the quality and quality review.
See, and I want y'all to understand what our brother Raider is talking about is not teaching them, coaching them, or teaching them how to make it where it's solid. Make sure that they properly fill out the form, number one, and also make sure they understand the nuances of what the purpose, I guess, of the form is and what the VA is expecting as far as the fundamental aspects of it. Tell us more.
Yeah, and there's going to be like things like making sure that, like, if these doctors are reviewing DBQs, then they need to make sure if stuff like their NPI information matches what they're putting on the form. Like, to them, it doesn't matter for their billing normally. Like, if they're billing like a civilian person, nobody cares about that. But it's the things like, what does the VA care about that has nothing to do with the medical authenticity of the document? It's just stupid things that the VA uses to kind of instantly deny your private DBQ.
Could you say the VA do's and don'ts? Could you put, and might be asking you a lot, could this be put on one page and given to these medical examiners, or it would be more complex than that? Like when you give them training, at the end of the training, could you give them, these are the do's and don'ts, or the things that you need to watch out that could get the claim deferred or not clear properly, meet the criteria of the VA?
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. The goal is to provide the training and then provide a situational, like, here's your template of the things here's your homework, basically. Here's what you need to do. Because some of these things are not things that they can just instantly overcome, right? And it won't be about like training them how to, how do you make this better so that way it'll be granted? No, it's how do you make sure that you front load this in such a way that it's not a logistical issue that got it denied. Right.
Well, I want to say something before you finish, because here's the issue. You kind of brought it up a little earlier. If they're already trained to do billing a certain way or to deal with, how can we say, medical insurance companies a certain way, are you talking about like trying to retrain their mind to think differently or think in silos or compartmentalize when they're dealing with VA DBQs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's like raising their standards. Like, some of the things that they need to do is they need to articulate things specifically about, there's a signature section in the manual that says, and in order for the examiner's signature to be accurate, they have to do this, this, and this. Okay. Well, a lot of a lot of people that fill out private DBQs that are private doctors that, I'm not talking about like maybe they do this for a living, but they still interview the veteran. They still do a medical, it's not this. There are some out there that they have this template and they just kick out a template.
Mhm.
I'm talking about like, I'm going to try to train companies that are legitimate. Like if they pass my smell test, then I will help train them to make sure that they're putting out a quality product.
Now, Jay Oliver says it sounds more like a checklist.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. At the most fundamental aspect, it's a checklist, but the checklist updates all the time. So that's part of that training, is to provide guidance when there is an update to something like this. So that way, the medical provider should focus on the medical aspect of things. They should not focus on the administrative aspect of what the VA's constantly changing requirements of providers are. So that's kind of what we're kind of dealing here.
Okay, Paul, he got USMC, United States Marine Corps Service Connected 0%. Go look at our video where we went over all the disability ratings. That is very powerful. Now, my question to you, brother, here's the thing, and let us know when you have to leave. Listen, here's the thing. How would the way you're approaching things now help some provider or someone that would fill out these examiners that's in very rural areas, like our sister Farm Girl Rebel? She's way out in Minnesota in the middle of nowhere. How would it be able to help them, or is it more on a larger scale that you can be in a more systematic thing, or could it be tailored for a small operation, medical operations?
Both.
Or doctors and
it
really?
would be it would be more like, if it's a situational type thing, it would be a situational type thing. If it's more of a systemic thing where this is a company that does this, or this is an organization that does this, then what we'd be looking at more is kind of a training thing to make sure everybody's dress when it comes to, look, I don't care what you do medically, how you decide things medically. That's between you, doctor so-and-so, nurse practitioner so-and-so, and the veteran. But administratively, you have to do these things. If you do not, that thing is not, what you wrote up is not worth the paper that it's written on.
Now, I want to ask you a question, but Brother John Michael say Raider should become a VSO.
I'm trying.
You're going to do it. You can be a VSO. You could also be a claims agent. Now, brother, my concern, and you let me know how we have no control over the people that we work with, and you're working with these companies. You don't want them to bastardize the knowledge that you give them. So, how you going to, you ain't got to tell me what the vetting system is, but do you have a system where you're vetting what companies I can deal with them, not them?
Yeah, it comes down to a few criteria. Like, if they are a company that has a built-in like claims company with a DBQ company built into it, I'm not touching that. That violates a lot of tenets of that crosses legal boundaries. As you can see, there are a couple of companies in the news currently that they have legal action against them.
Litigation.
I'm not going to name them. Yep. They've got litigation. So I'm staying away from that, because somebody has already, telegraphed that's not cool. And I agree that that's not cool, because if you have a built-in, like, hey, look, front door, back door approach, like you go in this door and you leave this door and you go into this door, and it's a full service thing, how do you get an objective medical opinion from that?